This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and it might be one of my new favorite cameras. After seeing countless reviews on YouTube about how great the Osmo Pocket 3 is, I gave in to my temptations and I decided to pick one up. I've had mine for about a week and a half now, and so far I'm really enjoying it. So in this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions on the Osmo Pocket 3. Just like my other first impression videos and my reviews I've done, I'm not going to talk about the specs too much. For me, how the camera feels to use is way more important, and so far the Osmo Pocket 3 feels fantastic to use. I also want to mention that I purchased this Osmo Pocket 3 with my own money. DJI didn't send me one, no one's sponsoring this video, so with that, let's get into it. In the week and a half I've had this camera, I've shot 3 videos so far. The first being in a record store named the House of Guitars in the Rochester area. It's a really cool place, and I was trying my best to capture the essence of being in the House of Guitars. It was also my first time using the camera. I got it about an hour before we went to the store. The second video I shot was for this YouTube channel. If you watch the video where I compared the Sony a7 IV to the Canon R6 Mark II with my friend Evan, a lot of the B-roll in that video, even some of the talking heads, is shot on this tiny Osmo Pocket 3. Now before we begin, I do want to state that both the Sony a7 IV and the Canon R6 Mark II are great cameras and you can't go wrong with either of them. And the third video I filmed on the Osmo Pocket 3 was for work. I work as a videographer and photographer for a local bike company based in New York City. I used the Osmo Pocket 3 on a photo shoot to get some quick clips in between while I was taking photos. After using the Osmo Pocket 3 for these videos, I'm even more impressed than I thought I would be. It turns on so quickly, you just flick the screen, camera turns on in like 2 seconds, and you're ready to go shoot. Having the built-in gimbal on the Osmo Pocket makes it so easy to just whip it out and get smooth footage that you wouldn't be able to get if you were using another vlog camera like a ZV-E10 or something like an action camera like that Insta360 Ace. You just get these sweeping movements that you can't get when you're hand holding a camera, no matter how good the internal stabilization is on those other cameras. Having the built-in gimbal is really a game changer for more cinematic looking footage. I'm a big fan of the focal length DJI chose for this camera. 20mm is the perfect wide-angle focal length in my opinion. I'm a big fan of 20mm because it doesn't feel too wide, there isn't a lot of warping, but you can still get a lot in your shots, which makes it perfect for vlogging, but also really great to get general B-roll of whatever you're talking about in your vlogs or your videos. Now speaking of vlogging, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is probably the most perfect vlog camera you can get right now, and it's the one I'm going to be recommending to anyone who asks what's a good camera to vlog with. Normally when someone asks me what camera I should vlog with, I would recommend the Sony ZV-1 or the Sony ZV-E10 or maybe the Canon R50. But now the Osmo Pocket 3 is really the only camera I could see recommending for someone who really wants to vlog and doesn't care about shooting photos as much. Why get a mirrorless vlog camera when they're heavier and larger, they have worse stabilization, and the video specs aren't as good as the Osmo Pocket 3? And the Osmo Pocket 3 can fit in your pocket unlike most of the other mirrorless style vlog cameras that are being marketed now. When you look at the value the Osmo Pocket 3 gives you, especially with the creator bundle, compared to the other mirrorless vlog cameras, it's a no-brainer. It's similar in price with way more features for you. If you're just planning on vlogging and using the camera for family videos or YouTube videos where you don't need to be changing lenses, trying different focal lengths, and taking photos, there is no reason not to get the Osmo Pocket 3 over other cameras out there that are marketed to the same use case. Now there is one caveat to that. I think if you're looking to get into more professional video production and grow a side business or learn videography, getting something like the ZV-E10 will make more sense. Having a true camera body with, all the buttons and controls and different focal lengths and lenses you can mess with will allow you to grow quicker as a videographer than something like the Osmo Pocket 3, which I think you may grow out of quicker if you're really trying to scale your videography skills. So, how will I be using this Osmo Pocket 3? The main reason I got this camera was for my YouTube content. I think having a pocketable camera on a gimbal is going to be great for getting B-roll when I'm out shooting photos or out creating other videos on other cameras. I'm really excited to use it for that. If you watch my latest video where I compared the Sony a7 IV to the Canon R6 Mark II, a lot of that was filmed on this Osmo Pocket 3, and it made it so easy to get B-roll, and I really enjoyed using it, and I'm excited to use it for future videos. In fact, for fun, I'm shooting this talking head video on the Osmo Pocket 3. Could you tell it wasn't my usual Sony a7 IV setup? Let me know in the comments. The other way I'll be using this little Osmo Pocket 3 is professionally. I work as a photographer and a videographer, and I'm constantly switching between the two. And sometimes it takes time to put my camera on the gimbal just to get one shot. Having something I can pull out really quickly and get a quick video clip here and there when I need it is going to really change my workflow for the better. It's going to make me quicker, it's going to allow me to capture more, and it's going to make me more versatile as a videographer and a photographer, which is always important. I'm sure I'll find more things I'll be shooting with this camera over time, but in the last week and a half using this camera, these are the two things I think I'll really see myself using the camera for, and I think that's how most people will be using the Osmo Pocket 3. Clearly, I'm really pumped on the Osmo Pocket 3. I think it's going to be a real game changer to my workflow and how I create content, and I'm excited to create more content with it. I plan on doing a full review that'll be on my channel in the future. I'll link it below once it's out. I also plan on doing a must-have accessory video on this little camera, so stay tuned for that as well. For now, go out and shoot some photos and videos. Enjoy.